In this video, we're going to learn about composition of functions or composite functions. The function notation g of f of x can be read as g circle f of x or g composite f of x. What this basically means is that we're plugging f of x inside of g, such that x is in the domain of f and f is in the domain of g. Likewise, f of g of x means that we're plugging g of x inside of f, such that x is in the domain of g and g is in the domain of f. Let's say our f of x is equal to x plus 9 and our g of x is equal to 3x plus 4. We are then asked to find f of g of x. We know that this means that we're going to plug g of x inside of f. We know what our g of x is, and that is 3x plus 4. We're going to substitute this for every x in the f function. In this case, we only have 1. So doing that, we would get 3x plus 4 plus bring down 9. And then adding 4 and 9, we would get 3x plus 13. We now have our f of g of x. Using the same values for the f and g functions as in the preceding example, we will now solve for g of f of x. We know that this means that we're going to plug f of x inside of g. F of x is equal to x plus 9. We're going to substitute this value for every x in the g function. In this case, we're also going to multiply it by 3. Substituting, we get 3 times x plus 9, and then bring down 4. And then distributing 3, we'd get 3x plus 9 times 3, 27, plus 4. And then adding 27 and 4, we'd get 3x plus 31. We now have our g of f of x. In our first example, we solved for f of g of x, and that gave us 3x plus 13. While in our second example, we solved for g of f of x, and that gave us 3x plus 31. Therefore, as far as composition of functions are concerned, order is very important, because f of g of x is clearly not the same as g of f of x. In this example, f of x is equal to x squared minus 16, and g of x is equal to square root of x plus 16. We will solve for f of g of x. This means that we're going to plug g of x inside of f. G of x is equal to square root of x plus 16. Substituting this for every x in the f function, we would get square root of x plus 16 squared minus 16. This would cancel out, leaving us with x plus 16 minus 16. 16 minus 16 is 0, so that leaves us with x. We now have our f of g of x. For our last example, we have f of x is equal to 2x minus 3 and g of x is equal to x plus 3 over 2. We will solve for f of g of 3. This means that whatever the answer to g of 3 is, we will plug that inside of f. Now, to solve for g of 3, we will simply substitute 3 for every x in the g function. Substituting, you would get 3 plus 3 over 2. So that is 6 divided by 2, which equals to 3. So therefore, g of 3 is equal to 3. Going back to the f of g of 3, we already know what g of 3 is, and that is 3. So we can now substitute 3 for the x's in the f function. Doing so, we would get 2 times 3 minus 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, minus 3, so that's 3.